Buckle up or pay the price. The state's annual Click It or Ticket campaign starts today.
And our Casey Lunn is live this morning with more on that. Good morning, Casey.
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm here with Lance Ray from the Department of Transportation's Occupant Protection Program. Lance, we are here in Ala Moana talking about Click It or Ticket, which runs through June 2nd.
Click It or Ticket enforcement goes from the 20th through June 2nd.
Yeah, and also, along with enforcement, it's about education, too,
it's
correct?
It's really important for people to understand why we wear a seatbelt, right? I mean, most of us who are under 50 know that we have to wear a seatbelt all the time, right? But there was a time when people didn't really wear seatbelts. The very first seatbelt was actually invented by a guy that had a glider in the 1800s, and he just put the belt on so he didn't fall out of his glider, But when you look at during the 20s and 30s and 40s, we really didn't have seatbelts. In 46, they created the retractable seatbelt here, right? So it goes back like this, right? And then for a long, long time, we just had sort of just the lap belt, that just went across, your lap, right? But now we have the 3-point seatbelt system. So, it's kind of working here. Okay, you kind of pull this over here, and it goes to 3 points here like that. So it's a little bit tangled here, but you get the idea. And the idea there is to spread that crash, the crash power that's happening with you. You want to spread it across, because your hips are here, your shoulders here. You want to spread that crash energy across your body, not into one spot.
And also, Lance, I mean, along with the enforcement, we talk about education, and that also goes into rental car companies educating visitors.
That is a great point, because 2 years ago we updated our child passenger safety laws here in the state of Hawaii, and one of the big changes was the age of a child in a booster seat. A child needs to be 10 years old or taller than 4 feet 9 inches, and state laws in other states, their laws might differ, so you could have people visiting from the West Coast or the Midwest or the East Coast where their child passenger safety laws are different than ours. So one of our initiatives for Click It or Ticket is to educate our visitor industry, the car rental agencies. We want all those frontline people to know, oh, that kid needs to be in a booster seat. You need to rent a booster seat.
And you folks are also going to be out at graduations, reinforcing the reminder to buckle up.
To be. We had all these kids graduating right now in the class of 2024. We want to congratulate them and make sure that they click it. And the new term is don't risk it. Yeah, so click it. Get a ticket, or click it, don't risk it. Put on that seatbelt and be a safe graduate.
I mean, like you talked about earlier, that sometimes you have a false sense of security. If you're just traveling a short distance, you don't think you need to wear it, but
really
you always should.
In the back seat, you think, the seat's in front of me, I'm going to be fine. But the reality is you become a projectile, And I was in a car crash many years ago at Castle Junction, and I had my seatbelt on, and a guy hit me from behind, and everything in my back seat went forward, okay? It hit the windshield and then ricocheted back into my face, and I was injured from that. Can you imagine if I wasn't wearing my seatbelt? I would have gone through the windshield.
We would have changed the situation. Lance Ray with us from the Department of Transportation. We also have Ed Stiffen coming up a little bit later this morning at 6:30. For now, we'll send things back to Steve and Grace.
All right, thanks, Casey.